Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. On this page, I talk about technology and money. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm happy you made it here. And if you are returning, welcome back. I would appreciate if you would like and share this video. Liking and sharing the video does two things. Number one, it helps this content reach more people. It helps it get out into the YouTube algorithm so you are adding value. And then number two, it encourages me to continue creating content that you all find helpful. So before I get into today's topic, just want to take a moment and just do a check-in. How are you feeling? How is your week going? Did you have a good week? Well, I say, how did you have a good week? When I say, did you have a good week? This is like the end of the week for me when I'm recording this. So that's what I meant by, did you have a good week? Or if you're just watching this at a later point, are you having a good week and did you have a good day? Hopefully you did. Have you had a chance to just like stop and just kind of calm your brain and just kind of slow down? You know, I know life and living can go really fast sometimes. So even if you haven't had a chance to just kind of like stop, it just sometimes it's just good, at least for me. It helps me to just kind of stop and just slow down and just breathe and, you know, just take a moment of peace and just quiet. So today's topic, I want to talk about, I want to do a part two. So this part two is 5 personal finance social media personalities to check out that are not Dave Ramsey. And nothing against the Dave Ramsey or the Dave Ramsey plan. I definitely followed the baby steps to get out of debt. I'm on baby steps 4 and 6. The plan is good. I know some folks don't, outside of the plan, are not in agreement with some of the principles or policies around the company, and that's fine. You know, there are a lot of different personalities and programs and just pages that you can check out beyond Dave Ramsey. I believe the plan worked for me. I chewed the meat, spit out the bones. I was able to pay off over $93,000 in debt. And if you haven't seen that video after, once this is uploaded into YouTube, I'll link it up here, so you can go back and watch that. And I can talk in that video. I talk through how the baby steps, how Dave Ramsey's baby steps helped me to get out of debt. But if you are looking for other personalities, I actually did a part 1 video about 6 months ago, and I'll link that up here in YouTube as well. And I'll leave it in the description box. And every personality or page or person that I'm going to share in this video, I'll be sure to leave their information as well. So for me, I follow the Dave Ramsey's plan. I also listen to Susie Orman. And those are the big names that a lot of people know. Oh, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. This momentary pause. Yeah. So it helped me and continues to help me to just remain like encouraged and motivated, like listening to different personal finance podcasts, YouTube, really big on YouTube videos, because I can put a YouTube video on while I'm working or cooking or cleaning the house and just listen and absorb, or if I'm driving. So it helps me to listen to different personal finance personalities and where they talk about money, and I get different ideas and just that ongoing encouragement. It really does help me, right? So and the other video, the part 1, which I'll link, I shared 5 personal finance personalities to check out. So I decided to do a part 2. So since that video, I have come across some new personal finance personalities that I listen to or I follow their pages on Instagram. And the people in the first five people in the part one video I still follow those pages as well. Like I still listen to the Dave Ramsey show. I still listen to Susie Orman's weekly podcast. Well, bi-weekly. Bi-weekly. She does it twice a week on Sundays and Thursdays. I still listen to her because her podcasts are usually only about 30 minutes, depending on what she's talking about. So I still listen to her. I still follow His and Her Money. I still follow The Broke Black Girl. So I still follow all of those. So I have 5 more to share. And just to give you guys, just like if the first 5 I gave you doesn't help, or you feel like their messages and what they talk about don't resonate with you, there are other personal finance people out there. The basics of managing your money, though, that's the basics. That doesn't change, but then how the message is delivered or how people package up that content may not all, how one personality delivers the content or packages it up or talks about it may not resonate with you. So that's why I was like, okay, I'll share some different folks. So let's see here. Share my screen. Let's see which one I want to go. We go with this one. Can y'all see that okay? Yeah, I think you can. All right. So just bear with me. Here we go. All right. And let me flip over. So the first, I'm gonna make this big. Okay. So the first I came across this. So the first is Kosher Money. And Kosher Money, they are a podcast, and they also have a YouTube channel, and it's called Lchaim. Hope I pronounced that correctly. So Kosher Money or Lchaim YouTube channel, their podcast and their YouTube channel. They're two personalities, and they talk about like wealth and money and spiritual principles around money, but then they also do life lessons as well. And as evidenced by the name, they are part of the Jewish culture. I was not raised Jewish. I was raised up as Southern Baptist, but the money principles and managing your money well and being smart with your money and being intentional about it, that to me, it transcends culture. So just because someone is of a different cultural background, race, from a different part of the country or the world doesn't necessarily mean their message is not for me. So this Living Lchaim, and if you come across this video and I mispronounce it, please excuse me and then let me know what the correct pronunciation is. But this YouTube channel showed up in my YouTube algorithm. So that's the good thing about the YouTube algorithm and why it's important to like videos, and like how I asked you all at the beginning to like my video. So the more videos and content that you like, you all know. Well, that's how the artificial intelligence works. It's like, okay, well, this person liked that video. Let me go out and find more content out there, because there are millions of videos out there. But the algorithm will bring you more of what it thinks that you would like, and it may not necessarily be. They may bring you content that may not necessarily be part of your culture. But because the content is similar to other content that you have liked in the past, it'll bring you more of that. So I came across Kosher Money's YouTube page, or Living Lchaim's YouTube page, and I have watched several of their videos, and it is excellent. And I do not recall the two gentlemen who hosted. There's one of them that does like most of the hosting and the talking, like he does the opening, and then when he interviews folks, like you'll see he's interviewing this I believe this is a rabbi. He's interviewing this rabbi. He does most of the interview. Oh, Eli Langer. I believe it's his His name is right there on the screen. So this, I'm going to play just a little small clip, and you all, again, I'll leave a description. I'll leave a link to their YouTube page in the description box. But so this is from Kosher Money, episode 2 again. So this is on their YouTube channel, but they also have a podcast. So in this episode, it's titled "Want to Build Wealth, Avoid These Money Mistakes," featuring Naftali Horowitz. So I'm just going to play a little bit of a clip so you can get a general idea. I thought this was a good one. Let's see. Well, let me go full screen. Okay. Let's see.
It's fueled by debt. Some of it is fueled by higher incomes. But we live in a society where, like you said, debt is somewhat unavoidable, right? Or in the sense that you have credit card companies that are advertising, and it's so easy to get a credit card. Maybe you're paying your monthly bills the first month, second, third, but you're going to tend to start to fall behind if you don't have the income to keep up. So the question here is debt avoidable?
Absolutely, it's avoidable. It's very simple. We have to live as though it doesn't exist.
So no credit cards.
Well, credit cards are a horrible instrument if you use them as a debt vehicle. They are the absolute worst debt vehicle. I mean, just look at the APY on it. I mean, it's insane. You're paying usury rates to a credit card company. Credit card should be a payment convenience mechanism. That's what it should be. I've been married, Baruch Hashem, for...
Okay. So that is Kosher Money, but this was so episode 2, I think when I started watching or listening to Kosher Money, I believe it was either this episode the algorithm brought me to first or episode 1. But this is so if you like what this rabbi said here about debt, definitely go check out Kosher Money's podcast and their YouTube channel. It's just really good, and it's great to hear. And I've actually learned some new things about managing money by watching their videos. So yes, so that's content creator to check out, personal finance. So number 2 is Janice Torres Rodriguez, and I actually follow her on Instagram. So just like how other content creators, they'll have like multiple platforms, right? So they'll have an Instagram page and a YouTube channel. So I found her on Instagram, but she also has a podcast, and you can see here her page where her base customer is Latinas, but her content is, to me, universal. And I actually found Janice's Instagram page through Dasha, the Broke Black Girl. The Broke Black Girl, Dasha, did an interview on Janice's podcast, put it on her page, and then I came over here to Janice's page. I was like, oh, wow, she has great content. So let's share a clip, from the interview that Janice did. You can see here like some of her videos, but she also, again, she has a podcast as well on podcast platforms. But the interview she did with Dasha is coming up here. Bear with me, y'all. The interview she did with Dasha was so good, and the questions that she asked, just, oh my goodness. And it was about, so if you watch my part 1 video about personal finance, social media personalities to check out, Dasha is divorced. She is now a single mom. She has two children. So Dasha's platform is, again, she has general managing your money content, but a lot of her content is geared towards women and single women, and also women who are divorced. So here we go. So here's a clip that Janice or Quiero Dinero, and I hope I pronounced that right, Janice did with Dasha. So I'll just play this clip. So here. So So here's a quote. We have to pay attention to history and know that a woman's experience with money while married is going to be very different than a man's experience with money. So let's see if I can play the clip. Oop, that's not it. Oop, apologies, y'all. Hang on. This is it. How to maintain your financial independence in a relationship. Here we go. This momentary pause. Bear with me, you all. I need to unmute so you can actually hear. Here we go.
This issue when it comes to women. It's important that we know exactly what is going on, because if things were to ever go left, we stand to lose more. And that's another huge misconception about divorce and marriages, is that women always walk away with the winning ticket, and that's just not the case. Asking deeper questions, even to go as far as, what role did your parents play in your finances? What was your experience like with your father or your mother with money? Because so many of those experiences shape how a partner may see you with money. So many deeper questions that we really have to dive into than just the basic stuff. We have to look at money as a gender-based issue when it comes to women. It's important that we know exactly what is going on, because if things were to ever go left, we stand to lose more. And that's enough.
Okay. So that's how I got pulled in and started listening to Janice's podcast. So yeah, so that she has another personal social media, personal finance content creator that has some really good content, and then she also has where you can work with her, so she does coaching and things like that. So that's number 2. All right, so the third social media personal finance person who's on social media that you may want to check out that's good is Rabbi Daniel Lapin. I hope I said it again. I'll try to make sure I pronounce people's names right. So Rabbi Daniel Lapin, and I found his YouTube page from the Kosher Money podcast, and realized that the Rabbi Lapin also has written some books. And actually, you guys know I love a good book. I picked up a copy of it one of them called Thou Shalt Prosper, 10 Commandments for Making Money. So I'm really excited, just got it. So I'm really excited to get into this book. So I found Rabbi Lapin's page through Kosher Money in an interview that he did with them a few months ago. So here's just a minute or 2 clip from Rabbi Lapin's YouTube page. And in this video, he's talking about spiritual strategies for income increase. Because we want to make sure we're not, when we increase our territories, that we're managing it wisely. So this is a good clip from this podcast, from this content that he put out.
The way doing business right, being an effective and successful business professional. And again, I just want to stress, everything I'm saying is regardless of whether you are an entrepreneur or whether you're an employee. It makes no difference, because one of the things I teach is how, as an employee, you have to totally adjust your attitude to start seeing yourself in business. And so I don't care whether you work for a huge company or whether you pour coffee for a coffee shop, whatever you do, the correct way to view yourself that will dramatically increase your success is to realize you're actually in business for yourself. See, a lot of people make a terrible mistake. They think the most important thing to do is get a job. Oh, I got a job. Great, I'm hired. Oh, terrific. And they heave a sigh of relief, and they sort of go into relaxed mode now. Oh, this was a tough 2 months. I was without work, but now I've got a job. And you think to yourself, now it's my employer's responsibility to tell me what to do. It's my employer's responsibility to give me my salary and my money and my pay. It's my employer's responsibility to give me my medical care. It's my employer's responsibility to see that I leave work on time. Oh, it's great. And you're never going to succeed. All of those things are your responsibility. Right? If your employer hasn't told you what to do, find the things that need doing.
Think of yourself as being in business for yourself. It changes everything and leads to your success. And it also makes it possible for you to understand what I'm about to tell you now.
Okay, so that's just a little clip. So if you want to hear more, please go check out the Rabbi's page. So that was a clip from Spiritual Strategies for Income Increase. And again, I'll leave a link to this episode in the description. Okay, y'all, let's see. How are we doing on time? Because I only have 2 more to go. Okay, yeah, I only have 2 more to go. So the fourth is Mandi. Mandi Woodruff Santos. So she goes by Mandi Money. So let me make it bigger because I see it's already started going. So I wanted to show you all her page first. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I went straight. Okay, here we go. All right. So Mandi Woodruff Santos, she is a woman of color. She identifies as a woman of color. And she also puts out personal finance content, and she has a rotating show on Yahoo Finance, and then you can also see she's been seen on Dr. Phil, CNBC, the New York Times. She has a podcast as well called Brown Ambition Podcast. I have not listened to her podcast, to Mandi's podcast. I follow her content on Instagram. So here is it. So you can see like the content to get an idea of some of the videos and things she talks about. I noticed at least for the past couple of weeks, she's been putting a lot about personal finance and managing your career and things like that. So here she talks about equity and the golden handcuffs. So let's check this video out.
I added $160,000 to my own compensation after salary and after annual bonuses. Let's talk about equity. I get this question anytime I mention equity. What is it? Literally, in its most simplest form, equity is a share or it's a piece of value of a company that you're able to purchase. Now, usually we hear about buying equity, so buying stocks in a company, if you have a brokerage account or you invest through your 401k. But companies also use equity as an incentive to retain employees. You ever heard of golden handcuffs? Listen, I'll tell you how they work. When a company uses equity as an incentive for employees, what they're doing is usually giving you like a cash value worth of their stock, and they're not going to give it to you right away. The most common ways they do this are through stock options, which are basically giving you the option to purchase their stock at a steep discount. The second way, and my favorite personally, is restricted stock units.
Okay, so that's just part 1, and she has 2 more parts to equity, aka golden handcuffs. So yeah, check out Mandi Money. All right, y'all. And then the last one, so the last person is financially intentional. So I got hooked into financially intentional because I'm a registered nurse. I follow a lot of nurses on Instagram, and there are several nurses on Instagram who are putting out personal finance content. Oh, and that maybe I'll make that a part 3 and share some of the nurses who are putting out social personal finance content. So she has a podcast as well. I have not listened to Nasima's podcast. She's also a nurse practitioner. I have not listened to Nasima's podcast. I follow most of her content here on Instagram, and she posts clips as well, and you can work with her as well. You see she has like a retreat that she did. She's participating in Miami Nurses Week that's coming up, and she talks about investing here, explaining gross income versus net income, talking about debt, student loan debt, mortgage math. And I like Nasima's content. She is based out in California. And if you watch the video that I did on nurses on social media, I pulled up and shared a clip or two from Nasima's page in that video as well. But I like the fact that she is talking about personal finance for nurses, because in some cases, especially for travel nurses, well, all nurses, but for the most part, nurses are known to make good money. And if you're traveling, you can get like the bonuses, or even if you're not traveling. So I think it's good. That's how I got hooked in, because I'm a nurse, and we tend to sometimes we tend to follow those who are like us. So yeah, y'all, that's it. I just wanted to share 5 personal finance social media personalities to check out that are not Dave Ramsey. Oh, and if you like my sweatshirt, kindness is so gangster. This is from a Black woman-owned business based in Charlotte, North Carolina. The name of her company is called World Citizen. She did not pay me to wear this shirt. I paid for the shirt. It's a sweatshirt. It's actually nice and thick. I paid for it with my own money. But she has sweatshirts, and she also has jackets as well. And I'll leave a link to her Instagram page as well if you want to check out and support her business. So yeah, y'all, that's it. If you made it this far in the video, do you have a social media, personal finance personality that you recommend? Please, I welcome you all to leave a comment and comment below. I'll also leave my contact information, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.